stop me now.
All right. You already know what time it is. By the way, first off, I want to just say happy Halloween, y'all. You already know what day it is. It is October 31st, arguably the greatest day in the 12 months that are in the calendar year. I hope everybody had a great time this year. I hope everybody dressed up and had an awesome time. I'll also hope you had a good time trick-or-treating, and I also hope that you stayed safe and made sure that you didn't get any choking hazards for your candy, because you never know. That's why, because somebody may or may not may give you some Dallas Cowboys merchandise. Why? Because they are known to choke. Now, yes, this team is known to choke. Why? Because we blew oh boy, I want to say a double-digit lead to the Denver Broncos, and we allowed them to score 33 points in the fourth quarter. But that's neither here nor there. All right. The important thing is this team has 2 more Super Bowls than the Dallas Cowboys will. But I'll tell you what, it is time for the most uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored sports talk show you will find on social media. And at the end of the day, you will know whose game this is with everybody saying no mercy sports. Let's get into it, baby. Let's fucking do it. Man, oh man, that never gets boring at the end of the day, no matter how many times you watch it. But before I introduce my next co-host, be sure to click the link in the description of this video, and be sure to click on the tab that says True Victory, baby. All right, it is veteran owned, veteran operated. They have some awesome merchandise going on. They have some awesome apparel that's going on. They have some they got a lot of things going on. All right, I got their merchandise, I got their t-shirts, and man, oh man, look, back in my El Paso days when I was going on hikes with my wife, man, oh man, when that wind hit, oh, it was a breath of fresh air. But I'll tell you what, when you find what you're looking for on truevictory.com, be sure to use code NoMercySports15 for 15% off your entire purchase. You're not going to be sorry about that. I guarantee it. And on top of that, look, I'll tell you what, I'm trying to get back into the gym right now, and I plan on getting back into the gym on next Monday. Why? Because, well, you know what? Why the hell not? So be sure to click the link in the description of this video for the best at-home workout videos that you will find in your lifetime, aka Beachbody. Now they obviously updated their name to Body, BODI, Bravo Oscar Delta India. So once you find what you have been looking for, and once you've found what you have needed, be sure to use James K with a K, BODI for 15% off your entire purchase. Now, before we get into the show, let's introduce our next co-host, baby.
We're creatures of habit. We can't live without it. We don't have to answer to anyone. We're chasing the rabbit like creatures of habit, and no one else knows where we're coming from.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, man. How you doing? Wow. You look different without hats, baby.
I know.
Damn. All right. Well, hey, I will say this, bro. Kudos to the Punisher shirt.
Walmart special, baby.
Bro, arguably one of, if not the most aura-farming person in Marvel history.
Hey, I was thinking about wearing my tactical pants and then carrying a fake gun, but I already had like the gray streak going, like the old comics right there.
Hey, look, how was your Halloween, my man?
That was good. We like the newer houses, just like right up the street from us. Man, that place gets packed like the cars could barely move through the streets. That's how many people are walking the streets trick or treating. So we're doing that. And then we ran into some friends. One of the houses went and got a bunch of Filipino food real quick before we continued the rest of the trick or treating. So
Bro, I swear to God, Filipino food is so slept on.
Yeah, you need to go to that store.
Oof. Yeah,
when
no,
when you do, let me know. I'll give you a list you need to get, and then whatever else on top you get.
Man, oh man, I tell you what, I plan on visiting that store, but I see that you got the Kings merch in the background right now, so I tell you what. So I'll tell you what, let's talk some hockey right now. The Utah Mammoth not only have a team name, but also have a mascot to go with it. As the season opened, the Mammoth would introduce their mascot, Tusky. Right now, the Mammoth are currently sitting at 8-3 and are first in the central standings of the NHL. Is it possible that the Mammoth could go on a run the same way that the Vegas Golden Knights went on a run when they were first introduced into the NHL?
I don't know if they'll go on that historic of a run, but since this is technically their second season, whereas Vegas did in their inaugural season. Oh, wait, they were a true expansion team, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, we basically got the leftovers of the Coyotes, but liking the new colors, liking the logo. I haven't seen the mascot yet personally. I'm glad they came up with the team name because when I hear, I don't know why does it take so long to come up with the damn name and allow it. Because when I see names like Utah Hockey Club or when Washington had the football club, I'm like, where are we going with the soccer route here or what?
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, if you want to look at a team that took forever to decide a team name, you're going to want to look at the Washington Redskins because for, what was it, about a year or two, they were the Washington football team.
Yeah. Well, I think that lasted one season, then they changed to the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hoping, like, if they're going to pay homage, like, if they weren't going to go back to the Redskins, which I still disagree with.
I honestly, I still think that they should go back to the Redskins.
Yeah.
Because in this day and age, the colors that they got, the matte helmet that they got right now, you slap a Redskins logo on that helmet, oh, it's going to look so fucking clean.
Yeah. I mean, that's an iconic logo.
Mm-hmm.
That's up there. That's one of those ones that never got old as age went on. Like, everyone else changed their stuff, but, like, they were one of the few classics that still, kept to their roots.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, honestly, I really think that in due time, if the Mammoth get the right players, they get the right veterans, they really could be looking at a Stanley Cup Championship sometime real fucking soon.
Yeah. I mean, I could see them making a playoff appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Unless some, bad injuries all of a sudden just cripple the team. But they're definitely make a run for it.
Oh, yeah. No, I really think that compared to last year, the only thing that they needed was a team name and just a team identity. And just they had a lot of things going for them. Just moving to Utah, like there were so many things that they could pick from. But I really think that the Utah Mammoth just fits them because when you Utah, you really think that that's where a Mammoth could go.
Yeah.
So,
definitely. Especially the name of their famous mountain over there too.
Very true. Very true. But let's go ahead and move on to some college football right now. Um, you know, when you see some military schools like the Navy doing good and even the Army in the last 2 years, you can't help but give credit where credit is due. Now, right now, the way the Heisman is going, it is clear and it is unprecedented that Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson is the clear favorite. But there's always dark horses lurking in the shadows. Now, aside from Jeremiyah Love, I would actually consider Navy quarterback Blake Horvath being a dark horse for the Heisman Trophy race. Why? Because on this season, he is throwing for 1,063 yards on the air and averaging 152 yards per game with 7 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Now, on the ground, he's rushing for 814 yards and putting up 12 touchdowns.
He's following that RG3 route from Baylor.
Mm-hmm. Is it possible that Blake Horvath could lead Navy to make a serious run and make some serious noise in the college football playoffs?
If they went out, definitely. Now, how far they'll go, I mean, they're going to be one of those Cinderella stories. I don't think they're going to be like 2007 Boise State by any means, but I would love to see an academy school, finally make it to the playoffs. Because unfortunately for them, being an undersized school compared to other programs, they're going to have to, I'd say, win out, especially if they were to beat Notre Dame, which I know you're torn on that game.
I was going to say, I will say this. I really don't think that Navy is going to beat Notre Dame anytime soon, especially with the fact that Notre Dame is still salty over the fact that they started their season 0-2 against Miami and Texas A&M.
Yeah. I mean, they're another one that has to win out. They want it because no one wants to see a independent school with 3 losses going to the playoffs.
Very true.
Now, when you mentioned Ty Simpson earlier, I wonder how the game against South Carolina affects the Heisman.
That's a good point.
Because after that, it's like I know they still won the game, but it wasn't his greatest performance. And to me, if you're winning the Heisman, you got to be pretty consistent.
Yeah, very true.
You could play on a non-national championship team like RG3 did, but he just put up unbelievable numbers.
That he did, but I really think
does that. I don't know if he could.
Very true. I was going to say, I think one of the only reasons that Ty Simpson wins the Heisman Trophy is the fact that it's like, he's from Alabama. Alabama is known to produce Heisman Trophy winners. You got Mark Ingram, Derrick Henry. You got, I want to say quarterbacks. I think A.J. McCarron is in that category.
Did he win a Heisman? No, I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either, but
I know the receivers won a couple years ago.
Very true. But I know for a straight fact that Derrick Henry and Mark Ingram came out of Alabama and won the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
So that is going to be interesting to watch. Almost as interesting as the Bulls going 5-0 in this season right now and putting belts to asses on the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so we're gonna stick.
Get renewed.
Very true. Very true. Both young teams, both looking to win a championship. But I will say this. I will make some crazy talk. I really think that the Bulls go on a serious run because they got a very young, talented team with Giddey and Montes Buzelis, a.k.a. Lil Boozy Vert. If you don't know him, you should look up some highlights because that dude is insane.
They're due for one with all the top picks they've been getting.
Very true. Very, very true. But look, we're gonna stay in the college football realm. Look, the ride was cute and all, but as they say, all good things must come to an end. It was quite fun when Colorado had prime time as their head coach, Shedeur Sanders as their quarterback, and Travis Hunter playing both ways of the ball. Now, with Sanders and Hunter being drafted, Colorado now finds themselves sitting at 3-5, having taken a big freaking loss. Oh, it was big and it was bad to Utah, 53-7. But who's counting?
I mean, we knew that was going to happen.
Oh yeah. But with Arizona coming up on their schedule, is the hype for Colorado done?
It was done after last season. Because all the guys that brought them to that season, they're all gone, and we see what's left behind. They had nobody. They couldn't reinforce because yes, Primetime had a heck of a season last season, but it's like it's still Colorado. They're in the Big 12 now. Yes, it is a big conference, but are they ever really going to be considered a championship contender?
No.
That's why it affects the recruiting.
Yeah. Now, look, I really say that the only reason that people will go to Colorado is because they want to learn under Deion Sanders. And look, this dude has been around the block. He is a multi-time Super Bowl champion, arguably one of the best college football players to have walked this earth. And, you know, they want that knowledge. They want that they want to be able to play under him and get a good stock in the NFL draft. So,
I don't see him being there next year or two.
No, I completely agree. I really think that it's like people are only going to go to Colorado just so that they can say, hey, my head coach was Deion Sanders. Now that's about it.
Yeah. Now, unless they were to have some miracle hire after he were to leave, and someone who's going to be dedicated to stay there through thick and thin, and then try to rebuild that program. Because, I mean, let's face it, they brought it was almost like a publicity stunt why they brought Deion in, and now Deion with their team being in the losing record, you're going to probably see a report saying they're probably mutually going to part ways.
Yep.
Either he'll probably take a smaller gig in the NFL or
like being a defensive coach or something like that. But no, I completely agree. At some point, Colorado and Deion Sanders you're gonna, like you said, you're gonna see it in the news. They're gonna agree to mutually part ways, but we already know that Colorado is gonna be like, well, you know what? You did this for us, so you can go ahead and kick rocks, do whatever you want to do, and we're going to try to find somebody else like with your stature but can also help us win games at the same time. But that's the biggest question mark. Who the hell are you going to find that can help you bring in recruits the same way that Primetime did and help you win games at the same time?
Urban Meyer.
Fuck. That's actually a good one. I wasn't expecting that.
So I know we don't talk about, my team that much, but now did you hear about the lawsuit against UCLA?
No, what happened?
So,
bring it on.
Athletic director, who I'm hoping the school, what do you call it? Like the head dean or whatever, the top guy in the school, I'm hoping to get rid of him because this guy he's just there to collect a paycheck. He's straight guard, but he's trying to get UCLA games moved to SoFi Stadium, kind of like what UNLV got out of the heat to go play inside where the Raiders play, which, I mean, it's smart. The population on that side of the city is a lot more than the old white people that are going to die in Pasadena.
Well,
but
I mean,
they have a lease until 2040 something in the Rose Bowl. So the Rose Bowl, hear about this, like he kind of went behind the back, stepped on some toes to try to get this stuff done. And the Rose Bowl, I guess their leadership caught wind of it. Now they're trying to sue UCLA because of that. Like, you're going to sue the school that's been with you since, like, I understand lease things, but there's proper ways that the athletic director should have went about it. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and he needs to be gone. He should have been gone when Foster left.
Oh, yeah. No, clearly not. I mean, look, you're trying to move on from the Rose Bowl, which is arguably one of, if not the most iconic stadiums when it comes to college football playoffs and even bowl games for that matter. And you're trying to be like, oh, hey, let's move down the street and take up SoFi Stadium where the Chargers and Rams play. Like, you really think you're going to sell out those kind of seats anytime soon? You're having a hard enough time selling out the Rose Bowl seats.
Well, you got to think of where the campus is located, because, like I said, Pasadena, that's up in the mountains, like at the bottom of the mountains. I've been to there, okay? So, but LA, UCLA, obviously is in LA. It's more further downtown, going towards the beach. You might attract more students that go to the games. It'd be a lot closer drive for them because you know how expensive gas is in California.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And that is true. I will say this. To this day, I don't think I'll ever understand why the fucking Chargers moved from San Diego to Los Angeles. Like,
they don't want to give them a new stadium.
I was gonna say, I saw what was this stadium in San Diego? It was like a not Candlestick.
No, Candlestick was San Francisco. This Jack Murphy, I think, was Miami.
Yeah, it was. Oh my god,
I've seen that stadium too, and it's kind of in that location, huh?
Fulcum Stadium. That's it.
I forgot the name prior to that.
Yeah. No, like they had a good location. They had the right amount of fans coming in, and they had the right amount of diehard fans coming in. Like, why the fuck would you move 2 hours north from there?
Money, I guess.
Yeah,
the stadium was outdated.
Yeah, well,
I've been there many times driving by, and it's like, okay, it's in a kind of a crowded area, but when you're driving by, you really have to look out there to find it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hidden, like until you see it. Okay, then you can't unsee it. But like, I could see why, because there's a lot of stuff going on over there, and like if you look, and this is going back to the Rose Bowl situation. Like over there's hardly any parking. Half of the damn stadium is a golf course.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's not easy to get to, but of course with the way everything's packed so damn much in San Diego. There would have been no room.
No, I completely agree. I mean, even during my Navy times, there were times where I would go out to certain places in San Diego. I passed Qualcomm, and I was just like, why the fuck did the Chargers move from here? You see the parking lot, and it's like, ooh, in a way that actually makes sense, because like you said, limited parking and just like, where do you go from there?
Remember, they also shared that stadium for the longest time with the Padres.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you saw their older games, they were playing in the dirt.
Oh, yeah.
But then you give the Padres, and I don't get that, you give the Padres a new stadium, and it wasn't until recent years that the Padres were becoming relevant. I'm like, you had the Chargers, who were usually always in the playoff mix.
I was going to say, I will say this, that 2006 Chargers team will go down as arguably the best team that did not win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That team was stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you had a prime LaDainian Tomlinson, you had a prime Phillip Rivers, you had a prime Antonio Gates. That defense was stacked to the fucking brim. I mean, look.
And Vincent Jackson.
Yep. I was going to say, you look up that team from 2006 and tell me they didn't deserve to win a Super Bowl.
Well, their kicker did it, and that's why he kept missing field goals in the playoffs to help him advance.
Plus, on top of that, I'm sorry, I got to say this. Phillip Rivers, even when he was the quarterback for the Chargers, he was in a stacked AFC because it was filled to the goddamn brim.
Yeah.
Like, you look at the teams that were running that conference.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that said, that's why I suggested Matt Ryan be eliminated out of Eli, Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, and Matt Ryan. That's not because I'm a Giants fan.
I mean, Eli will always go down as the guy who beat Tom Brady twice in a Super Bowl.
Very true.
But let's face it, that 2007 defense is what won that Super Bowl for them to help. And David's Tyree helmet catch.
I'll agree to that. But I will say this. Rivers was literally taking hits, serious hits, back when it was okay to actually, like, destroy a quarterback. Nowadays, it's considered roughing the passer. That dude easily got up and was like, "Thank you, sir." And obviously, we all know the story that he's known for not swearing. Just got up and was like, "Thank you, sir. May I have another fluffing nuther?"
But
this dude was making some serious fucking hits. I was like, "Holy shit!"
He was yelling at the players in your tone of voice, so that's what
he was 90 fucking yards. And I saw that clip, and the Jaguars player was like, "Rep, you want to do something? What can I do?" He's not swearing. He's just trash talking, and he made a good play. I was like,
the guy even apologized to him for what he felt like was the late hit.
Yeah.
They got him in his ear.
And then Rivers was like, "Do something about it. What do you want me to do?"
I mean, he's got enough kids that play both sides of the ball.
Well, hey, he couldn't beat Brady in the AFC, so he was just like, "You know what? I'm going to just beat him in the one thing that he doesn't got. That is kids."
Oh, he does. Just child support, though, now.
Oh, God, that child support has got to be through the roof. That dude has enough kids to make a goddamn baseball team.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was talking about Brady. I think Rivers is still his wife.
Oh my God. I still see the commercials of Brady and Gronk doing their thing. Like, "Oh, what would you do?" "Oh, just come out of retirement." "It's not that easy, Gronk." Wait, maybe it is. Maybe it is that easy. Dude casually came out of retirement and whooped Mahomes' ass.
Yeah.
And won another fucking Super Bowl. With what team?
The Bucks.
Oh, man. Up until Baker Mayfield arrived, that was easily the most fun that Bucks fans were having.
So my kid actually has a youth size. It's a Gronk jersey of the Bucks. And then, but he's like, so he didn't want to wear the helmet. I had the full-size replica helmet, but it was kind of blocking his vision. So he'd go with the hoodie, like in his street clothes, but he had the jersey on. And the guy, like the person asked, like, "What are you supposed to be?" I'm like, "Oh, he's Rob Gronkowski on injured reserve."
Oh, God. Look, I'm sorry. Whether it's Tony Gonzalez or Rob Gronkowski, which other way you put them, whether it's one or two, you're never wrong.
Yeah.
because like if you put Tony Gonzalez at number 1, it makes sense. If you put Gronkowski at number 2, it makes sense. If you put Gronk at number 1, it makes sense. If you put Gonzalez at number 2, it makes sense.
All right, so listen to this theory here, because you talk about people that changed the position. Because prior to Tony Gonzalez, I mean, tight ends were basically almost like an extra offensive lineman for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, how many well-known tight ends were there prior to Tony Gonzalez? Besides Winslow?
I actually have, I want to say 2 in mind. Antonio Gates.
Those were on the same time as Gonzalez, though.
Ooh.
Winslow Sr.
Okay.
Not the one that played for the Browns. The one who played for I think he played for the Chargers back in the day with Dan Fouts.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Antonio Gates is very slept on. Let's not get it twisted.
But I think he came in league after Tony Gonzalez.
Probably. But I think there's another dude that was still in the league at the same time as Tony Gonzalez. He came from the U, Jeremy Shockey.
Yeah. I think he was another one after, though. Because Gonzalez, he came in like the mid to late 90s.
Okay.
But like, so my thing is, after when Gonzalez came in the league, it's like he changed the position. Like he broke the stereotype of what a tight end traditional was used for. Like, hey, we could block, but I could also go out for a touchdown pass like a receiver. And yeah, guys, like the one who was probably around the same time as him was Shannon Sharp.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I'll agree to that.
Put him at number 2.
Oh yeah.
And then after that, you had your Gronks, you had your Dallas Clarks, your Jason Wittens.
I was gonna say I would include Jason Witten, but he was more of a blocking tight end, or I should say blocking, cheerleading tight end, because he got a successful block. Because the Dallas Cowboys, when they had Tony Romo as their quarterback, they were mostly known for their running game.
Yeah, but like I'd say he was pretty well balanced. Like he probably did mostly blocking, but then there was pretty good amount where he was going for a pass.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're looking like a balanced tight end, he would probably be one of the better ones. But Tony Gonzalez is more the receiving tight end, but he's the one I think. Kind of like I said, change the position. Kind of like what now might be a horrible comparison because of how iconic this person was, but he changed the tight end position the way Hulk Hogan changed wrestling.
Oh boy.
But not that prestigious, but you get what I'm going with this.
That, you know what? That's fair. But I'll tell you what, we got somebody that can weigh in on this, and we're gonna do a quick recap. But for right now, here he is. He is waiting backstage.
Drink in my cup, in my hand. Oh, from my youth, cause they know I'm the man. Oh, from my youth, cause they know I'm the man. Oh, from my youth, cause they know I'm the man. Drink in my cup, in my hand. Oh, from my youth, cause they know I'm the man. Oh, from my youth, cause they know I'm the man. Oh, from my youth, cause they know I'm the man.
Drink in my cup, in my hand. Blow on my dude, cause they know I'm the man. I'm in the VIP cause I'm very important. Unfortunately, I see some niggas I can't stand. So I step to them suckers and confronted them like I should. We can settle this now, we can settle this in the hood. So what y'all wanna do? I got a
What's up?
Big Mac, what it do, baby? I know your ass is in a good mood after last night's game against the Dolphins.
Yeah, I am, for sure. The video's got a glitch. I look like I'm sleeping.
Yeah, I was gonna say, talk about lagging, my God. But yo, how was your Halloween? And did your kids get any good candy? And I really hope for the fact they didn't get any Cleveland Browns candy for choking hazards.
Nah, it was good. It was good, for sure.
That is what's
some
up.
king size. Got some full size, couple king size. Yeah. And the whole thing is this is what I'm happy with. I didn't leave my neighborhood. So the fact that I think we walked about we're talking about city blocks now. So what's that? I'd say about 30 blocks. We walked about 30 blocks. It's 2 blocks side by side. So it's 2 city blocks. It's like Eastern Avenue is the main street. So we're off the Bank Street and then off to the second houses, and it's about 8.5 blocks. So not bad.
Not bad at all. So just a quick recap. Mr. Terry and I were talking about, when you look at military schools like Navy, you look at guys like Blake Horvath that are just a complete dark horse for the Heisman. Why? Because he is currently throwing for 1,063 yards on the year, averaging 152 yards per game with 7 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. That's only for throwing. Now, he is killing it on the ground with 814 yards and putting up 12 touchdowns. Is it possible that he can lead Navy to make a serious run in the college football playoffs?
No.
The no hesitation fucking killed me.
No. Listen, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, if he was throwing for 200 yards and averaging 2 passing touchdowns, and he had 800 something, you're talking about 1,000 passing yards, 1,000. Like, you should have 1,000 passing yards in what, 4, maybe 5 games.
Well, you combine everything together, he's basically having a 2,000-yard season and 19 touchdowns to 3 interceptions.
Okay, so this is my issue here. When you're looking at every other college quarterback and they're all throwing for around 3,000 yards, and you got a guy that's down here that's because this is what it's all going to come down to. Okay, winning championships. My whole thing is, if you have a smart coach and you've got a mobile quarterback, then you spy him all game. That right there, like, if you're a coach worth your salt. So then what does that do? That makes him throw the ball. So again, competition matters, especially in college football.
Very true.
Again, it's who you play.
Mm-hmm.
I have zero confidence that you're going to tell me this guy, if they did make the playoffs and they keep going, you're telling me they're going to face somebody like Ohio State, and you like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not going to happen.
You know what? That is true. That is true. I will say that. But right now, I will say this: as far as the Heisman goes, we already know that Ty Simpson is a clear favorite. Do you really think that Blake Horvath could be a dark horse in the Heisman race?
Yeah. I guess, but I wouldn't bet on him.
You know what? That's fair. He's
spicy over here. He's spicy over here, and I'm not betting on him. I'm not doing it.
That's, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. I like it. I love it. Oh God, you're very factual about what you say, and
I gotta say, after that game against South Carolina, I didn't have Simpson as my favorite. It would have either been dude from Ohio State or dude from Indiana.
Ooh, very true. But yeah, I'll even go ahead and say this.
Quarterback too. I forgot about him.
I'll even go ahead and say this. Like, look, even if Navy finds himself
nice.
Even
get that one at.
Finds themselves in the college football playoffs. Look, Navy is always known for running the ball, the same way that Army is known for running the ball, which would explain why the fact that Blake Horvath has 815 yards on this season, rushing, by the way. But yeah, like you said, big man. You know, you put him in the college football playoffs. Looking at the teams that are clear favorites, they're getting decimated worse than Notre Dame decimated Indiana. So, but I will say this: I like the feel-good story that Navy is on right now, and I really think that Blake Horvath could be a dark horse for the Heisman Trophy going into the race. Another thing that we talked about was, you know what they say, all good things must come to an end. And it was quite fun when Colorado had and still has Prime Time as their head coach and had Shedeur Sanders as their quarterback and Travis Hunter playing both ways of the ball. Now, with Sanders and Hunter being drafted, Colorado now finds themselves sitting at 3-5, having taken a big time 53-7 loss to Utah. And now with Arizona up next on the schedule, is the hype over for Colorado?
I mean, I wouldn't say that. Okay, so as far as Colorado goes, like it's going to take him a couple more years. Again, this is recruiting. It's not like he's been there for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, okay, bro, you've been there long enough. You should have the recruiting thing down. You should have replacements going. You should have backups. Like, you got to understand, the guys that are starting for him this year are some of the first recruits that he ever actually recruited. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm talking about him going out and bringing guys to there. I'm not talking about guys he got from the portal. I'm talking about guys he went and brought in, and he only brought in a couple of them. And then you know what I mean? The next year he brought in a couple more, and then a couple more, and then a couple more. So now it's like, okay, so now what he's 3-4 years in now? Is this year 4 he's in?
I think this is his third year.
Well, you see, year 3. Like, come on. Like, for me, NFL teams, NFL teams shouldn't even think about firing a coach until after 3 years.
That's true. So right now, he's currently hit a speed bump, and it's just like, you know what? I don't have my son at the quarterback. I don't have a two-way player that is a clear Heisman Trophy candidate. You know, this is basically a step back before we can take another big step forward.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what this is. My whole thing is, when he had the talent there, did they win? Yeah, they were on a real good trajectory. Now imagine if Shedeur would have got to play his whole college career at Colorado.
That's true. I was actually about to bring up the record that he had at Colorado, being 13-12. Now, was the hype real his first year? Yeah, but it quickly went downhill. Was it there the next season? Absolutely. I'll agree to that. I'm not going to lie. I was on that fucking train.
This is my issue, okay? People who were real about it was like, yeah, his first year, winning 3 or 4 games, that's more than they have in the last few years. You know what I mean? And then to turn around and say, okay, the year after, we need you to win more games. Okay, so he does. He wins more games than he did the first year. So, boom, we got an upward trajectory. Boom. Now we're going into this year. But this year, look at all the talent that they lost. So the whole thing is like, if you don't replace talent with this equal talent, it's lesser than talent. So then what do you expect? You expect a little bit less than what you got the year before. But now here comes the thing is, okay, so next year, that's his sink or swim year. Your 4th year, especially in college, that's when it starts to get to where, all right, we're seeing everything of yours has been implemented in here for years now. Your recruiting, your guys, your scheme, your coaches, your everything has been here. Your philosophy has been here. So it's either sink or swim time. And that's when, if you can't keep that trajectory going up, then guess what? They're going to try to find somebody else who will. And here's the sucky thing is, guess what? Coach Prime is primed. He's primed. Guess what? This is my hot take. This is my spicy take. Right? Deion Sanders to the Browns. Head coach. Deion Sanders taking it to the playoffs again.
That is a very bold take, but I could really see that happening.
Stefanski is the reason why Shedeur is not starting. That's the reason why. After all, like watching this, seeing how this has gone for the last 3 months, he's the reason. That's why the GM sold Flacco. I get it now. He was like, you know what? Fuck that. We're done with Flacco. Flacco's not doing shit. He's not doing shit. He's not going to go win us games. Okay, we need a guy who's going to win us games. We need Shedeur Sanders on the motherfucking on the field.
Well,
So-
you know what? I get what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. And look, I completely agree. Flacco was not giving them wins anytime soon. But
no, hold on. This is what I say to that. Flacco is a damn good quarterback if you have pieces around him. If you have pieces around him, he is a great fucking quarterback. He's a good system quarterback. The problem is, who the fuck is he throwing that ball to in Cleveland? Who's he throwing the ball to?
The only dude I can really think of is David Njoku. I mean, the fact that Dylan Gabriel is even going out there and actually making some decent plays.
What? No, he not. No, he not. No, he not.
In some cases, he is.
No. I don't know what highlight reel you watching, motherfucker. But listen to me. Look up the highlight reel of all his fuck ups. Okay,
bro, you really think that Shedeur Sanders is going to go out there and be a human highlight reel?
Compared to that motherfucker, yes.
Bro, you
hold on.
What are you smoking? What are you smoking right now? I want some of that shit.
Okay. Did you know who Gabriel was before fucking last year during the college season? No.
Yeah,
No,
I did. He played for Oklahoma.
I mean, but no. But I'm saying when you watched him play last year, you was like, yeah, that's an NFL quarterback right there. That motherfucker, he gonna be a good signal caller. No,
he was in the right system. Obviously, Cleveland is not the right fucking system. What makes it? They had Baker fucking Mayfield in that system, and they fucking gave him the goddamn steel boot. They did. I will die on this hill. Cleveland did Baker dirtier than a goddamn Diddy party.
Hey, Mac. Hey, you got to remember, this guy said El Paso and Las Vegas were the same thing because they were both deserts. Remember the last time the three was on?
Listen, all I'm saying is, okay, this guy was not projected to be a fucking NFL starting quarterback. Okay, he was not. I don't give. You go back and look at everything else up on the guy Gabriel. Nobody projected him as an NFL starter. His year one. So that being said, Shedeur, what was projected to be a second or third round pick, he slid all the way down, and it is the Ravens.
Because who the fuck wanted that kind of publicity?
We did. We went to get him. We traded back. We went to pick him again, but our guy was there. We picked our guy. We said Shedeur in the 5th round. We had I think it was like the third to the last pick in the 5th round. That's where we're going to pick him. Cleveland was, I think, 3 picks ahead of us. Got him.
I mean, look, it was the fact that nobody looked at Shedeur Sanders and was like, you know what? We don't want this publicity. We don't want Deion Sanders taking his time away from being a college head coach, breathing down our necks like, yo, why aren't you starting my son? The dude is literally like Bill Belichick, working round the goddamn clock. Like, why aren't you starting my son? I got to be a head coach in college football.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like now looking at how everything has played out, Deion ain't have shit to do with Shedeur's entire motherfucking NFL anything. He never wanted nothing to do with it.
In a way, yeah, kind of.
So for me, and that was where my spicy take comes from, because the Browns are going to have to get rid of Stefanski. You want to know why? Because Myles Garrett is going to be like, fuck this dude. I'm tired of this dude. This dude don't know what the fuck he's doing. Can't coach an offense to save his fucking life, bro. Like, the whole thing is Stefanski. Like I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, Baker Mayfield's the only reason he still got this job.
In a way, yeah.
He got there with Baker. He won with Baker. Got rid of Baker. Ain't won shit since.
I mean, you ain't telling no lies right now.
My whole thing is, if anything, you would want to start Shedeur.
Look, I will say this, though. The way that the Browns are going right now, and look, I get it. The Browns gave Myles Garrett the bag to be like, yo, You're our number one defender. You're leading our defense in the league right now. We need to keep you. How long do you think that's going to go on? And let's take Minnesota, for example, and Justin Jefferson before they're like, you know what? You're wasting the prime years of my life. I want the fuck up out of here and go to a team that can actually, where like they have players around me that can help me make me look like the college football player that I was.
Yeah. I mean, my whole thing is this is also the whole thing is like the see, and the whole thing that sucks is like they can't be tanking, which also makes no sense because yes, you're gonna have a good draft pick, but
It's the Browns. They suck in general.
that's
I say start Shador because what if he does ball out? Not necessarily win the game, but his stats are, let's say, he's showing that, hey, he's the guy that was like in his last year at Colorado. Now, let's say they necessarily get a top pick. Now, they could do, like, say, what the Rams did. They could trade that top pick because, hey, they're going to take their chances with Shador, and they could stockpile picks to build around them, kind of like what the Rams did to Washington when they got RG3.
I mean, yes. Look, my whole thing is you got to put a product out on the field. It is disgraceful for what Stefanski's doing because at this point, that's the only thing that I can say. It's Stefanski. Stefanski is the reason why they're not playing Shador Sanders. Like I said, in my opinion, when the GM traded Joe Flacco away, that was him saying, "Sweet, we're going to have Shador Sanders up next." But instead, he went to Gabriel, and then even more of a spit on the face, right? That they called up fucking Bailey Zappi from the practice squad to be a backup. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Like Stefanski, you shouldn't be a fucking head coach. You shouldn't be. I'm sorry for you to do some fucking just some straight up ignorant ass shit.
Now, I will say this, and it actually is in agreement with what you're saying. You know, being a Giants fan, Russell Wilson in the Cowboys game, it was like, oh shit, we actually got hope. You know, Russell Wilson has some good players. He's a veteran quarterback. He knows what it takes to win. And then came the Sunday night game against the Kansas City Chiefs. And you know what happened? We got fucking embarrassed. And Brian Daboll was like, you know what? Wilson, you're going to ride the bench. Jackson, you're getting started. Now, Daboll could have said, James Winston, you're starting this game. But he decided to rely on the rookie quarterback that the Giants started. What happened? The Giants got their second win on the season with, look, I've seen this nickname going around, the exciting whites of Jackson Dart and Cam Scatteraboo, and the Giants absolutely blew the Eagles out of the water. And I was like, you know what? In a way, that makes sense. So if Stefanski knows what's good for him, in a way, he should start Shador Sanders. And if they actually start winning games, hey, God bless Shador Sanders. And God bless Kevin Stefanski for actually making that kind of decision. Now, I said it before. I'll say it again. I wish nothing but success for Shador Sanders. But at the same time, Sanders needs to show that without his dad, when he was back in Colorado, Sanders needs to show that he can actually do what he did in that preseason game against the Panthers and just fucking aura farm.
Okay.
Throw
fucking
dots and throw a goddamn good touchdown pass.
Okay, so here's the thing. All right, so you got the preseason. You've seen him throw multiple touchdowns in a game. You've seen him throw through tight windows. You've seen him move around the pocket. Okay, I'm Ravens fan, obviously. AFC North. Okay, I do my due diligence. I go and I watch the practice tapes. okay, for the Steelers and the Bengals and the Browns. If you watch Shedeur Sanders clips of him throwing the ball, them doing the accuracy drills and shit, you know, I'm just saying, Dylan Gabriel, like a good fucking 3-4 feet past where he's supposed to. Shedeur Sanders in the sack every fucking time, pretty much. And now I know it's not every single time, but more often than not, you're seeing him fucking throw that ball very precisely. You're seeing him throw on the move. You're seeing him drop back, 3-step drop back, fire that motherfucker off, and he's hitting the targets. So, I mean, for me, being a Ravens fan, I should not want that. I should be, fuck yeah, keep playing Gabriel, motherfuckers. But I love football, man. I understand football. And to see it, like, I remember when Patrick Mahomes slid out of the first round and got drafted in the second round. I did not understand it. When I watched him on the NFL Network sit down with Steve Mariucci and do the whiteboard, Steve Mariucci fucking hurried up, drew up a play on there, explained it to him, flipped the board over and said, redo it and show me exactly what I just showed you. And he did that shit without skipping a beat. I was like, that motherfucker's bad. Patrick Mahomes is going to be one of the best motherfucking quarterbacks in this goddamn draft. And when he didn't get drafted, I said, huh? Just because he played for Texas Tech? Are you fucking kidding me? Because that was the only downside I could see on it. The motherfucker threw further than every motherfucking body else. No offense. You had clown-ass motherfuckers like Josh Rosen and shit. Like, no,
UCLA's GOAT, baby.
That was Lamar's draft, wrong draft. But again, you had multiple guys go in front of him where it was just like, bro, Patrick Mahomes was head and shoulders taller, better than these guys at that fucking time. Now, granted, again, he got to sit the majority of his rookie year.
You said he got drafted outside the first?
Yeah.
Now that was the year that Buffalo traded with the Chiefs. The Chiefs were at 27, so they trade up to the number 10 spot. They actually picked Mahomes in the first round that year.
Okay, so that's where I must have been mistaken. I know they traded down. So when they traded down, I thought they traded and picked up Mahomes in the second round.
Well, plus, look at the guy that Mahomes got to learn under, being Alex Smith. Very, very underrated quarterback, mind you.
I think he's a very well-rated quarterback.
He was good. Just that's what happened to his leg.
He was a journeyman.
Yep, absolutely. Journeyman, and it sucks what happened to him with his leg because, I will never wish that on my worst fucking enemy.
He was when he was healthy with the Niners originally.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Niners had a squad too with Smith under center.
Yeah.
Hey, we will be right back. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to talk some NFL. After that, we're going to talk some horror movies, the OGs versus remakes, and then we're going to make some predictions. So stick around, and we will be right back, baby.
Nobody can stop me now.
All right. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Now, I will say this. There were quite a few things I had on my 2025 NFL bingo card. First was no surprise, despite the fact that they lost to the Giants on Thursday Night Football. The Eagles owning the NFC East. A tight race in the NFC West, and the NFC North going back and forth with the Lions and Packers, and on top of that, the Bucs in full control of the NFC South, baby. Baker fucking Mayfield. The fact that he's doing it without his number one players needs to be studied. Give that man the goddamn MVP. Now, what I didn't have is what's going on in the AFC, which is where things get interesting. I did not have the Steelers with an aging Aaron Rodgers owning the AFC North. Ravens are on the come up, though, after their win against the Dolphins on Thursday last night.
Bro, we beat the Dolphins and the fucking Bears. Okay, let's see if we can beat the Colts.
You know what? I was about to say, the fucking Colts absolutely dominating the AFC South. The Chargers and Broncos fighting for first place in the AFC West. And, oh yeah, the biggest surprise, the fucking Patriots in first place of the AFC East. If things continue to go the way they're currently going for New England, could the Patriots not only make the playoffs, but also be a dark horse to make a playoff run?
Okay, let's not go that far. Okay.
Oh, I'm going that far.
They could
Vrabel
possibly make the playoffs.
Bro, Mike Vrabel is
They're not
literally
going on a playoff run.
Dan Campbell. This dude is out for kneecaps and ankles. And on top of that, you look at who they have as their offensive coordinator being Josh McDaniels. They really have a solid team going for them right now.
I mean,
fuck! It's pretty safe to say Drake May could be a dark horse for NFL MVP. I'm going there.
That's a stretch also, but I hear you, brother. I hear you. I'm just like, the whole thing is, okay, when you're talking about bread and butter on the motherfucking line, we're talking playoff football. You're telling me that defense and that offense is what you think is going to make it? I'm sorry, no. I have zero faith in that. Like, I mean. They play too much up and down. They give up way too many points.
Very true. I will say this. The way that they're playing right now, yeah, they could be a dark horse to sneak into the NFL playoffs.
Yeah, I will give you that.
Could they make some noise? Yes, if they play the football that they're playing. But this is the thing about the NFL playoffs. It's one and done. If the Patriots that have 2 losses on their record right now show up, yeah, they're definitely going to get eliminated. But right now, the way that they're playing, yeah, I'll give credit where credit is due. I really think that the Patriots really could make some, if this New England team shows up the way that they've been playing, they really could make some noise in the AFC playoffs. Oh, you pulling out that diabolical shit. Oh. Oh, God, I have so many bad memories in the barracks with that tequila.
Well, I'm not taking 20 shots, bro.
Yeah, you're right. Bro, I took about 3 shots. After the third one, I was
so my neighbor, when we got done trick-or-treating, we brought the kids back down, and my neighbor said, "Hey, you want a little shot?" She was like, "It's really good." I was like, "What is it?" She was like, "Oh, oh, you'll see. I'm gonna take it. And my wife takes a shot and she was like, ooh, it tastes like peppermint. I've never had that before. I looked at her and said, you never had Rumplemints before?
Ooh.
And it was a shot 100 proof Rumplemints. I was like, woo!
That sounds good.
That shit had me feeling toasty when I got in the house.
I mean, Rumplemints do be slept on, given the fact that it's basically alcoholic mouthwash. But
yeah, I guess like my whole thing is, you take a shot of that, put it in about a coffee mug of fucking warm eggnog. Man,
I was about to say, you put that fucking shit, whether it's Rumplemints or peppermint schnapps, in a hot cup of hot chocolate on a winter's night. Oh, you about to get fucking merry, my guy.
Oh yeah.
But
the funny thing is literally Sunday, all the Halloween decorations come down. Christmas decorations.
Oh yeah, bro, I tell you, that's gonna be the wife come Monday. I swear to God. But speaking of being merry, there is misery going on in Minnesota right now because with the Vikings, where to begin? Now,
isn't McCarthy healthy?
Yeah, I believe that
Why
news is going around that he's confident about going into week 9, given like what his ankle is looking like. Now, it's not looking like Cam Scadaboo's ankle, that's for damn sure.
Oh, damn, Terry! I just seen the chat. Yeah, everybody's doing well now. I'm
but but look, I will say this. Now, Minnesota, they may have been fools gold last year with Sam Darnold under center. Arguably, they had 2 big-time losses with referees that were literal memes of LASIK surgery on Twitter. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But you let someone like Sam Darnold walk after 1 year and put all your eggs in the basket on relying of J.J. McCarthy. Now he's out, but could come back for week 9, and Carson Wentz hasn't been doing shit for y'all since he got the start. Now they're currently sitting last in the NFC North, and man, oh man, dude, they need a fucking Minnesota miracle right now. Did the Vikings make the right choice relying on J.J. McCarthy?
No, they fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
They fucked up.
They should have kept Sam motherfucking Darnold.
Yep. My whole thing is like you need a good system quarterback. You have 2. You have one great wide receiver. You have another really good wide receiver. You have a really good tight end. Like,
yeah.
What are we doing here?
You're literally wasting the prime years of fucking Justin Jefferson. You could have signed Sam Darnold for literally half of what the Seahawks signed him to and still have had J.J. McCarthy learn under the dude instead of being like, you know what, Sam Darnold, yeah, you were our guy for 1 year, but, you made us look like fools, leading us to, 13, 14 wins last season. So you know what? Go where the money is, sign a 3-year deal with Seattle, and make them look like contenders. Meanwhile, we're going to be over here looking like dumbasses relying on J.J. McCarthy. Where did that get you, Minnesota? Fucking nowhere.
Yeah, no, I mean, my whole thing is, and it's crazy, bro. I'm like, I am by no means a great thrower of the ball, but you give me that offense between them 3 guys and Aaron Jones and whoever else is in the backfield, bro, there's no way I'm not throwing the ball for 200 yards. And trust me,
On top of
none
that,
of them passes
the
go over
defense
10
they
yards.
have. They got a solid fucking defense.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense at this point. It's just like it's the offensive scheme, but it's also your quarterback. Bro, no offense, like Wentz was never going to win a quarterback. That's why God said, "Listen, we gonna injure you, and we gonna bring in Nick Foles."
I was gonna
We
say
gonna give it to Philadelphia. We gonna get the Wentz. We gonna take the Wentz bad luck off the field, and we gonna put Nick Foles. Nick fucking Foles. Nick Foles went in there and wins.
Napoleon fucking Dynamite.
Like, are you fucking kidding me? And again, Wentz gets in that motherfucker. He's got another chance, and he shits the fucking bed. Like, this is my issue. Okay, there's some guys like fucking Daniel Jones. Okay, where he's a system quarterback. You put him in a good system where he can thrive, and you give him some weapons, he's gonna do great. He's gonna do fucking great. All right.
I'll agree
Same
with
thing
that.
with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's the same fucking way. Baker Mayfield's the same fucking way. You put him in a good scheme, he's gonna do well. You put him in a shit scheme, he's gonna be shit. So that is my whole thing.
I was gonna say, is that not true? Like what Baker Mayfield is doing in Tampa right now, is that not true?
Very true.
Yeah, but I will say this though. All right, just as much as Baker's success is because of Baker, it also has a lot to do with that man named Todd Bowles.
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker can coach a defense like nobody's business, on top of making sure his offense stays on course. Make sure they're calling the right type of plays. Think about this. When's the last time that you can remember where the Bucs' offensive weapons were healthy? I mean, all of them were healthy through an entire year. Not one since Baker's been there. I can't remember not one since Baker's been there.
I mean, I will say this: when the Bucs were injury depleted going into the playoffs, I was like, no, call for Todd Bowles' job, bring back Bruce Arians. And now obviously Todd Bowles is like, oh, our number one guys are down. Oh, okay. I've been in this position before. Okay. Tez Johnson, you're going in. Fucking Egbuka, you're going. Like, what? The dude is literally sending in fifth stringers, and Baker Mayfield is in the conversation for NFL MVP.
Well, I don't think Bruce Arians is going to leave the top office he has in Tampa right now, being a senior consultant.
He's not. Bruce Arians will never coach again. Understand this.
Oh yeah. No, he got a Super Bowl with arguably the greatest of all time. And he was like, oh, Egbuka is available? Yeah, we're going after that guy. Tez Johnson is available? Yeah, we're going after that guy as well. Why? Because Baker Mayfield needs fucking weapons. God forbid if Chris Godwin and Mike Evans go down with an injury. And look what the fucking dude is doing.
Bucky and Godwin might return after the bye week, so that'll help out a lot.
Yeah. I will say this, though. I love how humble.
I like White. White be doing some shit.
I will say this. I love how humble Mike Evans is being right now, because I was on the bandwagon of like, bro, you are going to break Jerry Rice's record of 12 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Now you're down. You literally got to average 300-plus yards receiving just to break that record. But he was like, you know what? I'm in the company of Jerry Rice. That's the only thing that matters to me. I was like, fuck, dude. Why you got to be so likable?
I mean, look, the whole thing is, Mike Evans will be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
In his draft class, he is that guy. There's so many other guys around his time, like fucking Kevin Benjamin, and I know that there's a bunch of guys like that went in the first round that are nowhere to be found. They're not even in the NFL. They were out of NFL by fucking year 5.
Yep, very true.
Wasn't Odell Beckham part of that draft class too? That same year.
I thought, is he the same year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the
I
same
thought
year.
Odell Beckham was before him.
I don't know. Let me check that.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say we'll do some research and then get back on that. But I will say this: you talk about having a team around you. The only reason that Carson Wentz was considered a NFL MVP candidate was because of how good the Eagles looked at the time when they went to the Super Bowl, and Carson Wentz got injured, and Nick Foles stepped in. The only reason the Eagles won that Super Bowl was because they had a complete NFL team. And then fucking Napoleon Dynamite steps in and handed Brady his third Super Bowl fucking loss. So, but right now, what? Oh boy.
So the receiver, you're right. So Kelvin Benjamin was in that same. These are first round receivers for that draft. So you had Kelvin Benjamin, you had Brandon Cooks, you had, of course, you had Mike Evans, you had Odell Beckham, and Sammy Watkins.
Holy shit! Unfortunately,
as far as I'm concerned, Mike Evans is the best one out of all of them. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit?
Only
he came from Oklahoma, right? He played for Oklahoma?
No, A&M.
A&M,
okay.
Yeah.
I knew it was one of the maroon teams. Yeah. I knew it was a maroon team. I thought it was Oklahoma because Baker went to Oklahoma. But that's right. It was fair. Mark Andrews.
Yeah. Only dude out of that wide receiving class that was a bust was Kelvin White, which is hard to believe because he looked fucking amazing in college. Unfortunately, he went to the Chicago Bears.
Had what, 2 years, 2 decent years? The rest of it less than journeyman numbers. So no, Sammy Watkins was way overrated too.
That's true.
And Brandon Cooks has been a good journeyman career, but Brandon Cooks is like, has he ever made a Pro Bowl?
I believe so, but
specialist.
I mean, I think he's had a few Pro Bowls. The only problem is he's spent a few good careers in football purgatory, being with, I want to say, the Houston Texans and...
I mean, yeah, he was with the Texans, but he was with the Cowboys.
Yep.
I mean, he's been with a shit ton of teams. I think he's been with the Rams. He was...
Yep. Yeah, right now he is currently in football purgatory.
He's with the Saints too.
Yeah, no, like he was good with the Saints. Let's not get it twisted. He was definitely good with the Saints.
Imagine being that year you're the Jacksonville Jaguars. You select Blake Bortles over Mike Evans.
Exactly.
I mean, Blake Bortles did get them to the playoffs.
AFC Championship.
That was because of that defense they had that year.
Hey, but he put a point. Somebody had to listen to me. Trent Dilfer has a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, but you're not going to hear me say he's the greatest, though, either.
Hey, look, let's not get it twisted. Baltimore had a solid offense.
With that same concept, you make the same argument for Brad Johnson.
The only reason that Trent Dilfer looked good was because Baltimore had a solid offense. And on top of the fact that Baltimore was number 1 in the league that year as far as defense goes?
I think scoring defense, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere in that area.
Number 1 in pretty much every category.
Bro.
It wasn't close. The whole thing is, right? And even so, look at how many games. Like we won a game 0-9. We won a game 13-0.
Man, don't be hating on Eli because he beat the GOAT twice.
We went 5 weeks without a touchdown. 5.
No, look at the comment. Because, look, if you had to eliminate 4 quarterbacks, all in their prime, Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning, Drew Brees and Matt Ryan.
You want to know why? I'm going to pick Matt Ryan with you. I seen the post earlier. I'm picking Matt Ryan, but it's a different reason. You want to know why? Because Joe Flacco and Matt Ryan both got drafted in 2008. Okay? Same fucking draft class. And every year I have motherfuckers talking about how good Matt Ryan was. Matt Ryan was better than Flacco. Did Matt Ryan ever get a fucking ring, bitch? No.
Look at the. I mean, you look at the fucking team that Flacco had.
No,
when they won a Super Bowl. In what? Ray Lewis's final year?
He was injured half that year. Injured.
Remember?
He didn't come back.
No, he wasn't.
He did not come back to the playoffs. Ray Lewis was injured that year. Okay, so we're playing with Jameel McClain in the middle of our defense. So yes, we had Terrell Suggs, we had Nada.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, look, I will say this: you had Terrell Suggs to rely on. That dude was a fucking menace.
Ed Reed was still playing that year too, right?
Ooh, I believe so.
No, Terrell Suggs got injured.
No, I'm saying Ed Reed though. He was in the secondary that year
too. But all I'm saying is there was a couple injuries throughout the year. All right, we fired our coordinator, I think, in week 8 or week 9, because I think we lost 3 games in a fucking row. Offense couldn't do shit. Fired Cameron. We got Jim Caldwell in. Flacco was calling the plays from the huddle. Flacco took us to the motherfucking Super Bowl. Jim Caldwell got a head coaching position with the Detroit Lions because of that.
Or plus, what was it? Miracle in Mile High?
Yeah, Mile High Miracle.
Or just, fuck it. R.I.P. Jacoby Jones.
Yeah. No, I mean, again,
I'm sorry, that dude was on the level of Devin fucking Hester.
Listen. As much as that
tell me I'm lying.
As much as that meant something, okay. I think what was it? I think it was week 12. We played the Chargers. We lose that game, we don't make it to the playoffs, homie. We don't make it to the playoffs. We needed to win every game for the rest of the season, and it started with the Chargers. Okay, we're down 4 points. It's what was it? It was 4th and 29. Joe Flacco dumps it off to Ray Rice. Shoot. First down. That saved our season. That one play right there saved our entire motherfucking season, because he doesn't make that. The Chargers get the ball back. They kneel the ball down. We lose that game. We do not make the playoffs. Remember, we were 10-6 that year.
I mean, I will say this, but you unlocked the fucking core memory of Ray motherfucking Rice. Despite what he did off the field, that dude was a menace on the field.
I will say he was a very good running back for 5 years.
Yes, I'll agree to that.
After that 5th year, it went straight down the toilet. Like, bro, after we won the Super Bowl, the year after we won the Super Bowl was his last decent year. The year after that, dog shit. Hit his wife, fucking there she blows. And the worst part was he did that after he signed with us. When we let him go, that's all dead money. All dead money.
I mean, hey, you learn from your mistakes. You already got your quarterback.
If it wasn't for Ray Rice, we would have never had to get rid of Haloti Ngata.
That's true. But I will say this. Right now, you got Lamar Jackson back, and it looks like the Ravens could go on a very good type of run for a playoff push. Maybe even a wild card appearance, dare I say. But look, we're going to move on from Minnesota to the East Coast to New York. Why? Because the Jets finally got their first win on the season. Ironically, it came against the Cincinnati Bengals in a shootout of 39-38. Now, looking at their schedule, some of their losses, they should have been wins. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. No matter how you look at it. Now the Jets go into this week with a bye. can't believe I'm even asking this, but is it possible for the Jets to get a few more wins for the remainder of this season? Or will they be fighting with the Tennessee Titans for the number 1 overall pick going into this year's draft?
They better not win another motherfucking game, especially if you want in on the Manning. Because just in case Manning does come out for the motherfucking draft, homeboy, I'm trying to have that number 1 motherfucking pick. The fuck is you talking about? Don't win no more games, Aaron. All right, you won the game. You let them know, hey, I can win, bitch. I can win. Now let's tank. Let's get Archie and motherfucking another Manning in New York, baby. Hey, Manning in New York sells rings, baby. We sell rings, okay?
Not so fast, my friend. I really think that Arch Manning goes back to Texas to be like, you know what? You doubted me? Guess what? I'm about to show you what's really up.
Unless he ends up like Colt McCoy and gets hurt, or Matt Barkley with the senior year USC.
I mean,
Very true.
Very
true. If the Jets are smart, they will, or if the Jets and even Arch Manning, for that matter, is smart, Arch Manning will not go into this year's draft, and the Jets will look at it like, okay, well, you know what? We need to look for another weapon to give Garrett Wilson some breathing room because, god damn, this dude is literally carrying the team on the offensive side of things. I swear to God, if you name Breece Hall, that dude is about as injury-prone as Tua Tagovailoa.
I mean, yeah, if you're getting 30 carries a goddamn game and you know everybody knows, the world knows, the fucking everybody watching on TV knows you're going to run the ball. I mean, I'm just being honest here, man. Fuck that shit. You need a goddamn quarterback. That is the only thing that is missing. I was hoping Justin Fields would fucking come out here and have a ball and have fun and play some good fucking football. But I'm sorry. Now I will be the one to say Justin Fields fucking sucks. Get him the fuck off the goddamn field. Fuck that shit. Because, bro,
no. He doesn't suck. He went to the goddamn Jets. They have literally set up their quarterbacks for failure from the get-go.
How you missing wide open receivers?
Okay, so Zach Wilson, a former Jets quarterback,
double coverage and throws an interception when he got Lazard over here. Nobody near him. Nobody within 10 yards of this motherfucker. You tell me that's it.
Okay, I see what you're saying, and I'll raise you Thursday motherfucking night. Tua Tagovailoa went for it on 4th down. Obviously, this was a call from Mike McDaniel, but he read Devon Achane against who was the 6-foot guy? Patrick McCumphrey? And they didn't get shit. That was on fucking Tua. I swear to God, I will die on this hill. You put Justin Fields in the right system, this dude can fucking thrive. And I will say this again. I will die on this fucking hill again. There is a reason that the Bears should have stuck with Justin Fields and not waste the fact that they had a number 1 overall pick and wasted it on Caleb Williams.
Listen. Okay, I am not saying Justin Fields is not talented. Justin Fields is talented, but it is the unfortunate thing, okay? He has to have a system built around him. Okay? If you no. That's why I'm saying he is not a system quarterback. He is not going to go in and say, "Oh, I'm really good at this system." He's not. He's not good at any fucking system. We've seen him play in fucking 3 different systems now. 3 different types of systems now we've seen him playing, and he sucked in all of them. He sucked for the fucking for the Bears. He sucked for the fucking Steelers, and he sucks for the fucking Jets. Okay.
Please!
You're gonna have, but that's what I'm saying though. You need a coaching guru.
Caleb Williams' first fucking year, the dude was running for his goddamn life the same way that Justin Fields was, and it really took for Caleb Williams to run for his goddamn life in his first year for the Bears front office to be like, you know what? Maybe we should invest in a offensive line. You fucking think so?
What? Okay, what about?
But Justin Fields was the goddamn problem.
He played last year for the Steelers. What happened? What's your excuse there?
They took him out and
he beat out Russell Wilson.
They took him out
Who's
and
he get
decided to
beat out by Russell Wilson?
The fuck? And no
Even Jackson
universe.
Dart beat out Russell Wilson, and fucking Fields couldn't keep Wilson off the floor, off the field. So
Arthur,
no,
you are so full of shit. You are so full of shit. You are so full of shit, Arthur.
It's because you hate USC.
No universe. It like I said, it took one fucking year for the Bears front office to be like, you know what? Yeah, maybe we should have invested in a offensive line. You fucking think so? So what the hell was up with Justin Fields running for his goddamn life? At least he was actually making positive yards out of something where Caleb Williams was making negative yards.
Look, Caleb Williams is winning games.
That he is. I'm not going to deny that. He is winning games.
That's what matters. That's what like stats is a secondary issue. Okay? Like you can be mad, like, man, this son bitch, he wins every week, but Buck, why can't he throw for 200 yards? Why can't he throw for 2 touchdowns? The fuck, that doesn't mean shit. He won the game. Did he win the game? Yes, he led the team. He won the game. That is the only motherfucking thing that matters. Okay?
Man, I will say this. Get that finger painting nail little bitch out of here, because I started him on my goddamn fantasy in a game against the Saints where I thought he'd go off. The motherfucker only got me 4.5 points.
He was your first overall pick too, wasn't he?
Nah, we got a automatic draft system for our fantasy league.
So Fields is going to go to the Browns just so they could drop Sador in the roster again.
I mean, look, I will say this. If Archie's smart, he will go back to Texas, which, knowing him, knowing the family that he is in, yeah, he will go back to Texas and be like, oh, you thought I was a bum? You had such high expectations of me? You know what? Bet. Watch fucking this. This last year may have been my first full-time job as a starting quarterback. Now I'm about to put y'all on fucking notice.
I mean, my whole thing is if he keeps going with his trajectory, like you said, he's from what I've seen right now, he is a first-round pick. He's a first-round pick. Okay. Yeah. Now, is he a guy that that you want to start day one? No. You go get a bridge guy. Okay. Yeah. You go get you a bridge quarterback, so he can have somebody to mentor him for the first 4 or 5 weeks, and then you start him. Yeah. But so, New York, the Mannings love New York. Okay, mm-hmm. That's why I'm going to tell you. They have no issues with New York. Like, yes, I get it. You're like, oh, but they're the Jets. They fucking suck. Bullshit. Remember, Namath was the first one. Remember what he said? I guarantee this. So it's not like they've always been losers. This isn't the Browns. They have one. And I'll tell you what, and I'm starting to really think it's the curse of Jim Brown. That's why the Browns can't win, because the dirty shit that they did to Jim Brown, they forced him to fucking retire because he wouldn't buckle under them because he wanted to go do acting and other shit that every other player can go do now. They can go shoot commercials and everything else, and that doesn't fucking fuck with anything. But Jim Brown didn't want to do it because they didn't want to see him making more money than them. He didn't want to see him being his own person.
3 words. Any given Sunday. He was the defensive coordinator on that team in Any Given Sunday. Whoo! Coach, you better calm down or otherwise you're going to get a stroke. I don't get strokes. I give them.
Yeah, and the whole thing is, and
I was like,
you got to remember.
Damn!
Now, I'm not old enough because obviously I didn't live during this time, but you got to remember. Right? How many championships did Cleveland win in the 50s and early 60s before the Super Bowl came? No, what? You better look that up again. You better look up Otto Graham and the championships that they won.
Okay, fair enough.
Pre-Super Bowl era he's talking about, before the merger.
Before the Super Bowl era, when it was championships.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, the Cleveland Browns, baby. The Cleveland Browns won some championships. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It's like the Super Bowl era comes, they do that dirty shit to Jim Brown, and then all of a sudden, boom, boom, they get bombarded with shittiness after shittiness after shittiness. Now, in the 80s, they did have a little bleak hope there. They had a little tiny bleak hope, but then that got flushed out too.
Fumbled at the goal line.
Again, it's one of those things. No. That's Notre Dame. That's Notre Dame. That's Notre Dame. If we're gonna give credit to the forward pass to somebody, we got to go back to Notre Dame. That's where it originally came from. And I'm mad as shit because I literally just watched him. The coach, he was doing the recordings back. What was that? Back in the 40s or 50s, where he's like, "You gotta go, you gotta get him, you gotta get him, you gotta get to the line, you gotta." It's very inspiring if you love football. But by God, I can't remember the coach's name. But yeah, he was the one who started the forward pass at Notre Dame. Just so you know, just so you know. Okay.
Fair enough. But from one bad New York team to another, just as it looked like there was hope for the New York Giants with Dart as quarterback and Scadaboo as running back, unfortunately, it would come to a screeching halt as Scadaboo would suffer a season-ending ankle injury. Now, if you saw the game, you'd know just how bad it really was. Although I am literally 100% sure that Scadaboo was trying to convince his teammates, his coaches, the athletic directors, even the people in the stands of Philadelphia, like, yo, I'm good. I can literally walk this off. I will go back to the sideline, slap some dirt on this bitch, slap a Band-Aid on it, and bro, if you've seen the Scadaboo memes, you know it's fucking true. You know, I will even believe this shit.
Listen. I snapped my ankle the same way. Like, literally, my foot was to the side, just like that. Okay? Not a fucking chance. Now, he was like, look, man, thank you guys. I'm tough. I'm here. I'm good. Give me a hospital, bitch.
No.
Yes,
Keep in mind.
Yes.
No,
Inside.
Keep in mind, growing up, Scadaboo literally put on his big brother's shoulder pads and willingly ran into telephone poles. Willingly. You really think an ankle looking that way is going to stop him anytime soon?
So
this dude was running headfirst into fucking defenders.
So he had CTE before he started playing college.
Yeah. Scadaboo doesn't fear CTE. CTE fears Scadaboo. In any case, though, real talk. Does the injury of Cam Scadaboo put the Giants in a position to have a top 5 pick in the NFL draft at the end of the season? Real talk.
I mean, so my whole thing is, it's crazy that you didn't think they were not going to be around that pick. Like,
I honestly had hope after they beat the Eagles on Thursday Night Football.
That's one game. Who else did they beat?
I mean, yeah, you're right. Yeah, they choked they choked away the win against the Denver Broncos. They should have won that game.
It's a nice serving size, but that's what I'm saying is, like, bro, both of these guys are rookies. Dart and Scadaboo are rookies, right? Or is this Scadaboo's second year? No, they're both rookies, right?
Both rookies,
they're rookies.
So knowing that they're both rookies, bro, you got 4 more years of this shit. 4 more motherfucking years. Like, bro, chill, bro. Chill. Let him get better. Next year is going to be awesome because he's going to be healthy and ready to go by what, early August? He'll be there all training camp. He'll be there. Like, trust me. And that's going to be beautiful because Dart is going to have all this extra experience. And Scatterboo is going to run through motherfuckers head first, and it's going to work out well. It's going to work out well. Like, my whole thing is, I just wish Scatterboo would watch some All-Star highlights and learn that he doesn't need to lead with his head. He can lead with his arm and do.
Bro, I guarantee you, he watched All-Star highlights and was like, you know what? I'm gonna do that, but lead with my head.
No, but see that. All-Star, watch All-Star.
The reason that the Saints got their first win on the season was because the Giants didn't show up.
Mike Allstott
it goes off strength of the schedule.
The class of 2026.
You said what?
Mike Allstott has been nominated for the class of 2026 for the Hall of Fame.
He's getting in. He is definitely getting in.
Well, we'll see.
There is. If he doesn't get in, there may be a riot in Tampa Bay.
I mean, yeah, but my whole thing is, bro, he retired almost fucking 15, 20 years ago, bro. Like, so how is he not already in the Hall of Fame? It's fucking nuts.
That's nuts. True. But it does take some time, to be like, for guys to pull their heads out of their asses and be like, you know what? Yeah, this dude is should be nominated for the Hall of Fame and should be inducted for the Hall of Fame. Take the MLB, for example, when they decided to pair with FanDuel Sports Network, a fucking betting network for that matter. And then on top of that, Pete Rose passes away, and they're just like, you know what? We just decided that Pete Rose should be nominated for the MLB Hall of Fame. You fucking banned him for life, you dumb sons of bitches.
Well, he served his lifetime ban by dying.
Exactly.
That's what they're looking at.
And that's bullshit.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
It really is. But we're going to take our final commercial break. We got some fucking good topics coming up, and we will be right back in just a few short minutes.
To hate Andrew Anderson spitting truth that just can't wait. Got a podcast like a punch right to your face. College sports villain taking it over the place. I bring the facts whether you like it or not. Dropping truth bombs, giving it all I got. They call me a villain. Well, I wear that badge with pride. Nothing but secrets they try to hide.
can stop me now.
All right, all right, all right. You already know what day it is. It is Halloween, the one time we get to dress up, have some fun, scare some people, and of course, rot our fucking teeth out. But the one thing we get to do and love is watch some horror movies. Now, over the years, there have been some classic horror movies that defined a genre or that defined a generation, but also in recent years, there have been people decided, you know what, we're gonna remake that horror movie, but we're gonna put our little own twist on it. So I came up with 5 of some of the most classic horror movies of the original versus the remake. So to get started, versus the OG versus the remake for Carrie, which one are you going for?
We're going with the original one on this one.
I will say this though, the remake was pretty close to the original.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one that they strayed far from the original script, but I will say the original, it's just nostalgic.
I'll agree with that. I will say this. I like how violent the remake was, but when it comes to the ending, yeah, no, I'm going with the original on that because, you know, the house collapsed on itself, and then the only person that actually cared about Carrie delivered flowers to her grave, and up out of the rocks, you see Carrie's hands come out, and that's going to scar you for fucking life. I don't care who you are. Next up on the list, we got 1990s It versus 2017's It.
Okay, I will say one was creepy and scary, but the remake of it, which was technically not a remake, but it was a remake. The second movie is much better. Much better.
It Chapter 2.
I watched the original as an adult. I watched it as a kid. I was scared of shit as a kid. As an adult, I watched it. Not the same.
Curry. I'm sorry, Tim Curry. Vastly underrated.
Fucking moth.
No, I don't think so. I think Tim Curry has always been loved by many and is well regarded for his many roles. But for me, it has nothing to do with him and everything to do with the plot, the story, the layout. Now, granted, CGI and effects and all that stuff, yes, it is way better now. But the story, I've seen all of them. I just seen the Dairyville or Dairy whatever show come on.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
I'm watching that.
Mm-hmm. I've heard very good things about it. Welcome to Dairy. I gotta watch that, but yeah, you know, when it comes to it,
I remember Tim Curry was also limited. He didn't have, like you said, when you mentioned the CGI and everything, but he's still scared to shoot out a lot of people,
especially in that opening scene too,
of clowns like that.
Yeah.
So for him to be able to do that without the technology, all the CGI and all that, that says a lot about the way he stole that role.
Oh yeah.
Sure. And that's why I said I'm not taking anything away from him. He's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. The movie was good. The original was good. But like I said, if you watch the new ones, because they didn't just make one, they made a second one. And now they're making a whole show off of it to kind of spin it all together to where you see more of the whole shebang. But knowing that, again, the more story you can give somebody, the more you have them hanging on to the edge of their seat, the more they like it, the more entertaining, the more drama, the more you want it.
Yeah.
Very true. But here's actually a fun fact about the 1990 It. If you actually know this, then props to you. I actually found this out through social media. Tim Curry was actually scared of clowns. So for him to go into a role of Pennywise, who was a clown, and then scared an entire generation, is insane.
Conquered his fear when he looked in the mirror after the makeup was done.
He absolutely did.
He said, "I don't want
conquered
that
his
one
fear
fucking mirror
and he
in my dressing room."
crushed it. Oh my God. Look, I will say this. My first introduction to Tim Curry was Home Alone 2 as the manager of the Plaza Hotel. That was my first introduction. I will be honest, I had no clue he played Pennywise in it. I was like,
So, the first time I seen him was in Clue.
ooh, yes. That was my second introduction.
And then I seen the
ooh.
Rocky Picture Horror Show, which you know, no offense, I was 8. Okay, that was a bit much for my 8-year-old brain to understand that the butler from Clue is now a tranny.
Well, much like Clue, he murdered that fucking role. He killed it. He was brilliant in the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
And then I got to watch it.
This is obviously a no-brainer on this one, but when you compare the OG Nightmare on Elm Street to the 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street, which one are you taking?
See, this.
Wow, you really got to think about it?
Yeah, I watched both of them today.
Ooh, okay.
Nightmare on Elm Street was the first thing we watched this morning.
The OG one or
yeah, the original.
Look,
so that's what I'm saying. Like we watched that.
Bro, I was 14 years old when I had DirecTV, decided to watch A Nightmare on Elm Street. It got to that alley scene where he had those like puppet arms walking down the alley. I was like, fuck that. No, I'm turning on the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Fuck that shit. I swear to God. That was my exact thought process. I was like, fuck this. I'm turning on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or fucking SpongeBob SquarePants. Whichever one comes up first.
You can imagine the noise complaints from James' apartment. Hot diggity fucking dog.
No, like I was still living in Illinois at the time. Like I was in my parents' bedroom. My mom was having some friends over downstairs in the kitchen. I was like, you know what? Yeah, it's time for me to conquer my fears. I saw the alley scene where Freddy had the puppet arms. I was like, nope, time for SpongeBob. Oh, it's a scary episode. Time for Teen Titans. Nope, it's that episode where Slade scarred Robin mentally. Nope. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Oh boy.
It was not a good night that night, I'll tell you that.
So I've got I think 7 siblings. Yeah, 7. I got 7 siblings. There was only one TV in the house. So the house that I grew up in, everybody compromised, and usually it was the oldest kid got the because if not, it's it's Darwin's rule in my house. The strongest survive. Whoever's the last one with the remote, usually it's the biggest one. And so that's what it was. So it was like, I mean, there's so many times where they would put on Friday the 13th. They would put on Freddy Krueger. They would put on fucking what's his name, Pinhead, and fucking they would put on some fucking slashers too, and like when Machete just first came out, and then Chainsaw Massacre. That was another fucked up one.
Ooh, yeah, it definitely was.
Silence of the Lambs fucked me up a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, There was a handful of stuff that I was watching when I should not have been watching.
That's fair. So, OG Nightmare on Elm Street or the 2010 remake? Which one are y'all taking?
I'm taking OG.
Yeah, I mean, I will take the OG one just because. But yeah, no, the remake one is not bad. I will say that it's not bad.
Yeah, I think it's honestly overhated, just for like a few scenes in general. But the guy who played Freddy didn't do that bad of a job.
No, I mean Robert Englund, and by the way, he just got his star on the Walk of Hollywood Fame. So he just got his star. I mean, it only took 3 fucking decades after.
Should have gotten it should have gotten it after the first one.
4 decades.
All right. So obviously we know that the mother in the first Friday the 13th was the killer. But in part 2, that was our first introduction to Jason being the actual killer. So when you compare Friday the 13th part 2 to 2009's Friday the 13th, which one are you guys taking?
Oh, see, now this is special for me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the remake a lot more than I liked the original. The scenes, the graphicness of it.
Bro, I'm sorry if I see 2009 Jason Voorhees literally running at me and tomahawking me with his weapon. Ooh, it's game over. I'm like, it's like meeting prime Ray Lewis down a dark alley. Here's my phone. Here's my wallet. Here's my car keys. You're taking that. Just fucking kill me. That dude was moving like a Marine devil dog. That dude was 09 Jason Voorhees was fucking scary.
Yeah, 110%.
His hate is so forced, it is unimaginable. So, just my God. But one thing you brought up was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So we're going to go with an honorable mention. The OG 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre versus the 2003 Michael Bay Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Again, I'm gonna go with the remake because the remake it was just better. It's better.
Yeah,
more again, and that is the test of old time. Like it's like the original Exorcist will always be the best because of nostalgic, because of what it was, when it was, how it was. Okay, but that's going to say if you've seen the new one with Russell Crowe in it. It was funny, it was suspenseful, it was scary, it was fucking jaw-dropping at times. And no, like to me, I would be like, it was kind of a better movie, but the eeriness, the music, the everything from the first one, it's just like the original is just that much better, just a tiny little bit, but because it's the original, it's everything that it represents. So
no, I completely agree. The OG defined a generation, but the remake and what Michael Bay brought to that remake, it was like, oh shit, people are trying so hard in the horror movie genre up until we got introduced to the very first Saw. Michael Bay was like, you know what? You really think I'm known for action movies? Bet. I'm going to take a cult classic being Texas Chainsaw Massacre and put my own spin on it. Watch this, fuckers.
So honorable mention to, what was it? What's his name? Ginn. They just did.
Yes, Ed Gein.
Ed Gein. Okay, that's
Yeah.
right. That's how you say it. Ed Gein. All of these, like a lot of these horror things are based off of what he did, and they kind of
Psycho, Buffalo Bill, Leatherface, those three characters were based off of him.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Absolutely.
Because that's how he did it. He used chainsaws to cut up the bodies and shit. And it's just like to sit here and know where all of this stuff comes from. And by the way, like I said, it's a show called Monster. For the Ed Gein story on Netflix. It's fucking phenomenal.
It really is. And Charlie Hunnam is severely underrated. Yes, he is known for Jax Teller for Sons of Anarchy, but whoa, did he show his range in that series?
Yeah. I mean, no offense to do everything he did and keep a straight face and not laugh and not do, like I'm just putting on women's panties and dancing around and shit. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'd have started laughing at some point. At some point, you'd have seen a crack, a crease, or something,
bro. So what was it? It was when I think it was like the first or second episode when his mother saw him put bra and panties on, and then next thing you know, he's standing butt ass naked in the hallway. I guarantee the camera's panning up behind him. I guarantee you, he was laughing his ass off. Like, fuck, why am I doing this?
That part, no. I'm like, did you watch the whole series?
Yes.
Okay, remember when he was in the nut house and he played the record and it's the gay guy singing and he's doing the little fairy dance and he's doing the twirls and he's got the green bra on and the green pants on, and he's doing the whole shit, like the whole frilly throat. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Okay.
Yes.
That right there. How the fuck do you not crack the fuck up and start laughing while you're doing that? Because my whole thing is, motherfucker, you pay me $1 million, I'm gonna act like the gayest motherfucker in the world. Okay.
Well, look, there were a few shots. There were a few shots where, like, it was just, you know, from the knees down, and I guarantee you, he was laughing his ass off. But at the same time, it was like, you know what? Okay, you're paying me this amount of money to play a psychopath? Bet I'm gonna give you your money's worth.
I mean, see, but in the whole fucked up thing about that is like, as scary as it was, the dude was not scary. It wasn't scary.
No,
nobody was scared of him. Nobody was worried, but nobody thought about him. Nobody gave it a second thought. That's what's fucking scary.
The only scary thing was when the police raided his house and found what they found. Other than that, it was like he had on that type of face where it was like, nah, he can't be that guy. You know, why would he be that guy?
Oh, all right, boss man.
Terry, you out of here?
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right, take it easy, man. Thank you for joining us. Right? enjoy your night. Happy Halloween. Go Blackhawks.
Yeah, except that last part.
Have a good night, my man.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh shit, I just realized it's about to be 12 o'clock. Halloween's about to be over, man.
Yes, sir. So we're about to end the OG versus the remake. My wife and I were literally having a oh god, we were practically about to go at each other's necks on this one. The OG 1978 Halloween versus the 2007 Rob Zombie Halloween.
The original.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, I'm not like my whole thing is like, and don't get me wrong, I did not like what they did with the some of the Halloween franchise, Halloween H2O, Halloween fucking 20 to 2000, whatever. Like they did like 4 different fucking remakes that had nothing to do with nothing. They had Michael Myers in space. Michael Myers in space.
Huh? No, you're thinking of Jason X.
No. Michael Myers in space. Hold on.
I will say this though, I will forever love the original Halloween, but I'm gonna have to take Rob Zombie's Halloween because we got a more in-depth seeing of how Michael Myers became Michael Myers, like how he ended up in the penitentiary, how he busted out and became Michael Myers, how he was like able to go after his younger sister, which was Jamie Lee Curtis, and in the Rob Zombie version, what was her name? I don't remember what her name was, but like we got a more in-depth version, and on top of that, obviously Rob Zombie literally went to John Carpenter and asked to be like, yo, can I remake this movie and just give a more in-depth version of Michael Myers, because it seems like people watch the OG Halloween and they're just like, so who is Michael Myers?
Yeah.
So look, the OG is always going to be a cult classic, but I like the remake mostly because of how in depth that it went. My wife doesn't like it because of just how violent it was. And it was like, well, it was the 2000s. What do you want to do? People are trying to one up what James Wan did with the Swan movie. So while you're doing your thing, let's make some college football predictions. So for tomorrow, we got Penn State going into Columbus, Ohio to take on number 1 Ohio State.
Ohio State is going to tear them a fucking new ass. They're like shit. They're going to wish they didn't fire that fucking coach.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely take Ohio State as well. Next up, I can't believe I'm actually saying this. Number 9, Vanderbilt. I'll say that again. Number 9, Vanderbilt. Going into Austin, Texas to take on 20th ranked Longhorns. Oh, is this weekend going to be fun for college football?
I'm gonna take Vanderbilt.
Ooh, okay. You know what? Yeah. Vanderbilt has been on a fucking run since getting into the rankings. So yeah, I'll take Vanderbilt as well. Next up, we got number 10, Miami, going into Dallas, Texas to take on SMU.
Who?
Southern Methodist. The Mustangs, the team that basically got the death penalty if you saw the 30 for 30.
Who are they playing?
Number 10, Miami. Yeah, I'll take Miami. I really think that Miami needs this game to get a bounce back win after a horrendous loss to Louisville. Next up, we got West Virginia going into Houston to take on the 22nd ranked Houston Wildcats or Bobcats?
Houston.
Yeah, I'll take Houston as well. Next up, we got unbeaten Navy going into Denton, Texas to take on 7-1 North Texas.
This is going to be a good game.
Mm-hmm.
But give me North Texas.
Ooh, really?
Yes, sir.
You know what? Not so fast, my friend. Give me Navy. Next up, we got we got a battle of unranked teams as Arizona State, who just got word their quarterback is out for the season. Arizona State goes into Ames, Iowa to take on the Iowa State Cyclones.
That's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it, go Iowa.
Yeah, I'll take Iowa State. If Arizona State is missing a key piece in the reason why they're being successful, yeah, I'll take Iowa State in that matchup.
Right here.
All right.
Huh.
Next, say again.
I got Vanderbilt, North Texas, Ohio State, Houston, Bowling Green, Miami, Arizona. No, I took Arizona State. Arizona State. I took Louisville, Georgia,
Yep.
Notre Dame, Old Dominion, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Michigan, Georgia Tech, USC, and Cincinnati.
Who are you taking for Indiana versus Maryland?
Indiana.
All right, fair enough. All right, let's finish it off with some NFL predictions. The Chicago Bears go into Cincinnati to take on the Bengals.
Give me the Bengals.
Ooh, you know what? That's fair. That is fair. All right,
Yeah.
next up, we got a battle of the NFC North as the Minnesota Vikings going to Detroit to take on the Lions.
Lions.
Yeah. Next game up, we got the Carolina Panthers going into Lambeau to take on the Packers.
I think this is going to be a better game than people think.
I really could see that. I really could.
But Green Bay.
Yeah, I'll take the Packers as well. Next game up, we got the Chargers going into Nashville to take on the Titans.
The Chargers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, the Chargers by all means. Next game up, we got a rematch of Super Bowl 51 as Atlanta goes into Gillette Stadium to take on the Patriots.
Patriots.
Yeah, I'll take the Patriots. The way that they're looking with Drake May as their quarterback, Mike Vrabel as their head coach, and Josh McDaniels as their offensive coordinator. Yeah, I'll take the Patriots in this one.
Man, whatever. Falcons look like dog shit half this goddamn year. Every time we think that they're starting to play good and they're finally starting to gel, they turn around and shit the fucking bed. So at this point,
winning is winning.
Huh?
Winning is winning for the Patriots.
No, I'm not talking about the Patriots. I'm talking about the Falcons. That's why I'm saying like the Falcons have looked great 2 different times this year. Like, okay, they're building something. They're looking, and then the fucking bed.
Oh yeah. Next game up, this is obviously a no-brainer. San Francisco goes into East Rutherford, New Jersey to take on the Giants.
So I took San Francisco last week to beat the Texans, and they didn't. So guess what? I'm not taking them again.
You're taking the Giants?
Yeah, I'm taking the Giants over San Francisco.
I was actually going to say, depending on what San Francisco team shows up, yeah, I'll agree with you. I think I'll take the Giants in this game, man.
The Giants have a defense, and that's what I'm betting on. I'm betting on Dart to do enough. The whole thing is though, like Dart has to get rid of the fucking ball. My whole thing is like you have options. It's not like you don't have. What do you have? You still have Slayton. You have Robinson. You have fucking the tight end Johnson. I know you still got Tracy in the backfield. Like it's not like there's no weapons there. There are weapons there.
Yep. No,
So
they need to shine. They need a reason to shine. And I completely agree.
I don't know. It looks like Jackson Dart needs to be that reason, baby.
Oh yeah. Next game up, we ironically have a battle of the AFC's best as the Colts head into Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers.
Yeah, give me the Colts.
You know what? Yeah.
The Pittsburgh defense has not been playing up to their talent for the majority of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then on the offensive side of the ball, they're also not very cohesive and consistent.
Yeah.
So on that note, yeah, I'm going to say the Colts are going to win this by probably 10 points.
Oh, yeah. No, I really think that the Colts are going to definitely win this game. They look like the more complete team. Whether you're looking at wide receivers, running backs, and everything like that, and somehow, some way, they found a quarterback leaving the New York Giants, and just he decided to know what playing football is all about. So, yeah, I'll take the Colts in this one. Next up, we got another AFC battle as the Denver Broncos head into Houston to take on the Texans.
And I know this is definitely going to have some effect. Okay. Having your number one cornerback, one of the biggest leaders on your defense, go down is a big issue. I don't know how long he's going to be down for, but I don't think he's going to be playing this game. But regardless, give me Denver. Let's rally.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll take Denver in this game as well. Bo Nix is definitely looking like the franchise quarterback for that team, so long as he has Sean Payton on the sideline. So, yeah. Next up, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars going into Las Vegas to take on the Raiders.
You said who?
The Raiders.
Who's playing the Raiders?
Jacksonville.
Oh, Jacksonville. Give me Jacksonville.
Yeah. No, I'll take Jacksonville as well, despite the fact that Travis Hunter is injured, but I really think that Trevor Lawrence will find a way to get the job done.
I mean, he hasn't been his top target anyway, so, I mean, it really doesn't – it affects the defense more than it affects the offense.
Well, I think the reason why he hasn't been the main target is the defense is looking at it like, Trevor Lawrence is going to be looking to throw to Travis Hunter, so let's put our focus on him. And Trevor Lawrence is like, I bet. You think I'm going to that dude? No. I got other weapons. Fuck out of here.
I mean, I guess, but look, regardless, I don't have faith in the Raiders. The Raiders look like they might be able to do something, but Ashton Genty is one person. Brock Bowers is another person. And outside of those two right there, I don't give a shit. Myers can show flashes from week to week, but that everybody needs to be way more consistent on that offense. And then the Raiders defense, they have a defensive line. Outside of that line, I know nothing.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. You're right. And like you said, I'm taking Jacksonville for that matter. Next up, we got the New Orleans Saints going into Inglewood, California to take on the LA Rams.
The Rams.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Rams as well. New Orleans looks like they're still trying to find an identity, especially at quarterback. They're wasting the better years of Chris Olave and Alvin Kamara and a whole bunch of other people. Like New Orleans, you got to figure something out and figure something out real fucking fast. How the fuck you got these guys under contract is a mystery that Sherlock Holmes himself couldn't even figure out. Anyways, the last afternoon game that we got is what should be an AFC Championship matchup as the Kansas City Chiefs go into Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills.
Give me Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm going to take Buffalo as well. When it comes to the regular season, yeah, don't bet against Josh Allen when it comes to playing the Kansas City Chiefs. So, Sunday Night Football, we got the Seattle Seahawks going into our nation's capital to take on the Washington Redskins.
Said Seattle. Yeah, go Seattle.
Yep. And finally, Monday Night Football, we got the Arizona Cardinals going into Arlington, Texas to take on the Dallas Cowboys.
Give me the Cowboys.
Ooh, you know what? Yeah, as much as I hate betting on the Cowboys, I will take Dallas for that matter. I want to put money on the Cardinals, but it's so hard for them to find an identity, you know?
Yeah, no, that's one of my biggest issues with them is like if they were a little more consistent, like I love the Cardinals, okay, and I love the Cardinals for a whole different reason. Like you remember Pat Tillman?
Who doesn't?
Anybody who wasn't fucking alive and eyes open in the 90s and early 2000s. I mean, they're like, let's be honest here. They don't, like, outside of Arizona, they don't even talk about him like that very often.
Very true.
Like,
very
once
true.
or twice a year, they might talk about Pat Tillman on TV or on one of the Sunday broadcasts. But, I mean, I'm just being honest here. It's one of those things. That's why I've always secretly, like, man, when they played the Steelers in the Super Bowl, I was pulling for them. Come on, you some bitches. Get that motherfucker.
But all right, that wraps up our predictions. That wraps up tonight's show. I want to thank you for being able to come on and providing the opinions that you did. Man, oh man, I hope you enjoy the upcoming month, and I hope you had an awesome Halloween.
Bruh, thanks for having me once again. You have yourself an amazing night. I'll talk to you later. Peace.
Hell yeah. See you on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
All right. That wraps up another episode of the most uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored sports talk show that you will find on social media. And man, oh man, was it ever a good one. Hey, like I said, I hope everybody out there had an awesome Halloween. I hope you had, I hope you got some awesome candy. You got some awesome treats. Hope you didn't get tricked, because as they say, trick or treat. Hope you didn't get tricked. But this is the final time that I will say this. Stay spooky. But you already know how it works. It is Friday night. We are going into the weekend. We are going into the month of November. That is honestly hard to believe. But regardless, though, as I always say, going into the weekend, don't add to the population. Don't subtract from the population. Don't end up in the hospital dead or in jail. If you end up in jail, call a number or call somebody whose number you have memorized. After you call that somebody, be sure to establish dominance quickly. All right? Look, college football is happening this weekend. So is NFL football. Obviously, if you have the right people on your fantasy team, you're going to score a lot of points. But until then, and until next time, peace